relax. Emotional debt, a Fab 4 roundtable on Chase Hughes video. Alright, settle in. Today we're pulling apart a video that's been making the rounds. Chase Hughes, Why You Can't Relax, and his talk on emotional debt. And friends, I want to say up front, this one hit different. This isn't abstract philosophy today. This is your nervous system, your cortisol, your sleep, your gut. This is adult conversation, and it deserves adult attention. Here's the core of what Hughes is laying out. Every strong emotion that never got to finish itself, the grief you had to swallow, the anger you had to smile through, the fear you had to push down to keep functioning, it didn't vanish. It got stored. Not as a memory exactly, but as a state. A physical readiness the body is still holding on to. When something in your present life stirs that old stored state, you're not remembering the past so much as your body is stepping back into it. He says a threat response has three parts: fight, flight, or freeze. And the body needs to complete that response to release the charge. When it can't, when you had to hold still, hold your tongue, hold your composure, the activation stays parked in the system. Over time, that unfinished business does real damage. It keeps your nervous system on a hair trigger. It keeps cortisol elevated, which quietly undermines your sleep, your immune defenses, your memory, your digestion, and it contributes to that stubborn layer of visceral fat around the middle. And here's the part that stings most. Unprocessed emotion doesn't stay in a box. It starts running your habits, your relationships, your work patterns, until managing the feeling becomes mistaken for who you are. Hughes offers 5 moves. See the pattern in your present behavior. Name what you do instead of feeling. The scrolling, the overworking, the busyness. Let the body actually finish what it started through trembling, breath, sound, movement. Stop immediately overriding the feeling the moment it shows up. Even 10 seconds of letting it register matters. And finally, find a witness, a committed listener, someone who can sit with you without fixing or flinching, because so much of this debt was first accumulated alone. Now let's bring in the Fab 4 and see what 4 completely different minds make of all this. The Fab 4 Roundtable. Marcus Aurelius leans in first, and he is not surprised by any of this. He spent a lifetime commanding armies and burying friends, and he knew that the mind left untended does not stay empty. It fills with whatever you refuse to look at directly. His answer to pressure was never suppression. It was clear seeing. Judge the event correctly, feel what is proportionate to feel, and let it pass through rather than lodging inside you. He would tell you that relieving pressure does not mean numbing it. It means giving the feeling its honest due in the moment it arrives, instead of paying interest on it for years. The 10 seconds Hughes describes, the pause before you override, that is pure Stoic practice. Notice the impression before you accept the story built on top of it. Jung listens to this and nods slowly, because this is nearly his life's work in different language. What you refuse to feel does not disappear. It becomes shadow, and shadow does not stay quiet. It runs your life from underneath the floorboards, disguised as your moods, your compulsions, your sudden anger at people who did nothing to deserve it. Jung would say emotional debt is simply another name for an unintegrated shadow. Handling it is not about defeating the feeling. It is about befriending it, bringing it into conscious relationship instead of exiling it. The 5-step framework, seeing the pattern, naming the substitute behavior, letting the body finish, this is shadow work with a physiological spine. And on cortisol and sleep and memory consolidation, Jung would remind you that the unconscious does its integrating work at night, in dream, in rest. A mind constantly bracing against buried feeling cannot drop into that depth. Fluid memory and good sleep require a psyche that is not standing guard all night. Machiavelli, ever the strategist, cuts through the emotional language and goes straight to function. A prince who cannot regulate his own state cannot read a room, cannot negotiate, cannot hold power under pressure because his nervous system is doing his thinking for him. He sees Hughes' framework as pure statecraft turned inward. You're not being asked to become soft. You're being asked to stop leaking resources into an old, unresolved conflict so you have full capacity for the battles happening now. Chronic cortisol, poor sleep, a sluggish memory, these are not tragedies to Machiavelli. They are strategic weaknesses, vulnerabilities an opponent or life itself will exploit. Handling emotional debt is simply good defense of your own territory, the territory being your body and your mind. The Buddha speaks last and speaks the most simply. Suffering multiplies when we resist what is already present and dissolves in its own time when we allow it to be fully felt without grasping or pushing away. This is not different from what Hughes calls letting the body finish. The Buddha would call it non-resistance, full presence with sensation as it arises, without the added suffering of a story wrapped around it. On forgiveness, this is where the Buddha steps forward most clearly. Yes, there is a place for it, and it is essential. Holding an old debt against yourself or against the people who wronged you or against the world for hurting you is simply another form of the same unfinished loop. Forgiveness is not excusing what happened. It is releasing your grip on the charge so the debt stops compounding. A held grudge and an unprocessed trauma are cousins. They occupy the same tissue. They cost the same interest. Together they land in the same place from 4 different roads. Relieve pressure by feeling things honestly and on time, as Marcus taught. Handle emotional debt by integrating what you have exiled, as Jung taught. Protect your capacity by treating regulation as strategy, as Machiavelli taught. And release the old charge through presence and forgiveness, as the Buddha taught. The cortisol calms, immunity strengthens, sleep deepens, memory consolidates, and the body stops storing what the mind refuses to hold. When all 4 of these move together instead of one alone, the word wisdom is whispered. Marcus Aurelius, feel it fully in its moment, and it will not follow you into the next one. Jung, what you will not carry consciously, you will carry unconsciously, and it will be heavier. Machiavelli, regulate yourself first. Every other victory depends on it. Buddha, forgiveness is not for them. It is the debt collector closing your account. So, there it is. 4 very different men. One very old truth. The body keeps the score until you let it finish the game. If this one landed for you, hit like. Then sit with it a minute before you scroll to the next thing. That pause is the whole lesson. Be peaceful and stay loving.